sharing it to others. I think one of the strengths of JCI is the group, the community itself. And once you start doing things with a set of communities, it's easier for you to practice something. And I really hope that what I'll be teaching you today is something you will live at in your organization, regardless saan ka man, no? You may also apply this in your organization. Anyway, hindi ko na mapatagalin pa. Sir Von, I think you can take my PowerPoint. But yes, I'm currently taking up development management in the I'm enjoying it right now in the Asian Institute of Management. I'm not the expert, trust me. I just have a great team between the company, kaya napagsasabay-sabay ko yung mga bagay-bagay. But so yeah, my topic for today is growth mindset. Ayan. Alam mo, I'm just curious. Can you raise your hand dun sa mga taong familiar na sa word na growth mindset? Ay, sa survey lang ako. I just want to see. Meron ba? So I hope.
All right. I think na disconnect si Sir John, but while waiting for him, he asked a question. Anyone familiar with growth mindset? Can you share your understanding or not? Then sige lang, share lang what's your understanding, regardless if you understand it or not. How would you define growth mindset? Again, welcome to everyone who is joining. We have a question by Sir John Gastanes. What is your understanding, or are you familiar with growth mindset? You can put it on the chat box.
Patawarin niyo po ako, hindi ko alam.
Welcome back, Sir John.
Oo, wait lang, on-video ko. Baka sabihin niyo nag-restroom ako in less than ilang minuto. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So growth mindset tayo, leveraging your grit as your motivation for service. Now, if you look at the picture na nakikita niyo right now in my right side, actually this is one of my most perfect example pagdating sa growth mindset. If you look at the picture, it's actually the City Agriculture office, which is headed by Ma'am Melissa Makasaet and the president of the Association ng mga vegetable growers from Sitio Busmol. This is one of the communities. Okay, can you hear me? Narinig niyo ako?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sorry. So anyway, this is the community that one of the communities that I'm assisting. I have 500 farmers under my company that we're training for servant leadership. But this is one of the communities I'm helping, and they're the most perfect example for me of growth mindset. What they're seeing right now is actually a miracle. I consider it a miracle. They are the pioneers of also those idea na pwede kami mag-grow ng broccoli sa Puerto Princesa in a highland concept. And ang nakaka-amaze sa kanila, it's that they started to challenge the idea na, baka kaya nyo ba cauliflower, mga Chinese cabbage, and then amazingly, the community was able to produce this harvest. So this is the first harvest of the broccoli that I witnessed myself. And kaya ko siya sinishare because for me, for some it will look like a broccoli, but for me it's an itsura of success. It's just like our lives sometimes. Sometimes the small milestones of our lives are not appreciated by people because it looks normal. Okay lang naman yan, at least okay lang naman, hindi naman siya super heavy-gaten. Pero in my mind, small matters kasi hindi lumalaki ang isang bagay kung hindi nagsisimula sa maliliit na bagay. So anyway, proceed tayo sa next slides. I will immediately proceed to the concept of the story of the Great Pearl. So one time there was this trader, no? Yung trader pumunta siya ng disyerto. Pagpunta niya ng disyerto, na-excite siya kasi nakakita siya ng pearl. And then yung pearl na yun, pagkakita niya, he said, how much is the pearl? Tinanong niya dun sa tindero. Then sabi ng tindero, depende, ikaw ang magpresyo. So, you know what the the buyer did? He went back, he sold all his property, went back to the trader and said, I want to sell lahat ng kinita ko sa pagbenta ko ng property ko, I want to get it for this piece of pearl. So what's the lesson of that story? You know, for some of us, we will sit down in conferences, listening or trainings, then we feel like, it's just a small idea. But for some people who has great determination to acquire something in their lives, small things matter. So I really hope na yung pag-spend time nyo dito, though it's very small compared sa responsibility nyo, will be used as a catalyst for you to persevere. Kasi marami sa atin, we like the title but we do not like the pressure that comes with it. That's why I will be needing you to consider understanding and may hugot kayo pagdating sa growth mindset, which is evidenced by a noun called GRIT or grit. Okay, now let's proceed to the next slide para lang makita nyo. By the way, like I said, I founded a company called Project Zacchaeus, and right now we have several projects that we're running in the highland of Palawan. It's the Eco-Collect, and one of it is the Go Palengke, di ba? So, yung Go Palengke din is one actually of the projects of JCI, partnership project with ITERA, with Fetter Kalanday that na ginawa ng JCI last year. So I'm really thankful for the whole JCI team. Palakpakan yung mga sarili nyo. This is something we partnered na and acquired because we saw its potential as a social enterprise. Kasi isa po akong social entrepreneur. So any project that I can see as a business opportunity, as long as it will benefit the grassroots, I often look at that. So meron yan po yung mga company namin. So proceed tayo doon para makita nyo isa-isa lang. Para makita nyo yung context, where am I coming from? So this is Project ZAC. So what I do is I really look for communities, and once I go to communities, I have a team of community-based developers and consultants who does the study and viability of any business programs that supports a certain advocacy. So for example, pumunta ako sa community A, my team will start studying the behavioral component ng isang association man yan, co-op man yan, or any community. And from there, we create a community na parang iba ang core values, and from there, we invest various businesses. So yan yung mga nasisimulan namin project ngayon. So proceed na, Sir Ron, thank you. So now this is the Go Palengke. So as all you know, this is one of you should be proud. You've been part of this. We just continued it, and amazingly, it's one of the it's a mayor city government awardee na siya Hero of the Year for 2020, and it's one of the recognized project of the Department of Agriculture right now in helping marketing the kadiwa. So masaganang ani ang kita. And ang maganda lang, aside from marketing the products, we're also championing the leadership trainings of the communities. Okay, let's proceed to the next slide. And then we also have our project called the Farm Connect. Yan. The Farm Connect is the attached project of Go Palengke. If Go Palengke focus in marketing, the Farm Connect focuses in the database of the harvest, the yields, the forecast. Sila yung nagke-create ng inventory namin. Inventory ng products, inventory ng leaders within the community, and inventory ng mga farmers na tinutulungan namin. And we measure the impact of our projects through the Farm Connect. And this is our glue sa government namin ng mga projects to ensure that whatever Go Palengke does is being measured properly by the Farm Connect team. So meron din kami team who measures impact ng aming mga projects. So next. Also, we do have the Seaside Tailors. This is one of the, it's siguro ito yung pinaka-isa sa malapit sa puso ko because I started with the people with this community many years ago, and we just grew from ilang makina, and now we're actually creating uniforms for the various agencies. Tahi lang kami, but one thing we do every day is just come up with projects that would help mga babaeng mga single women, senior citizens. And nakakalungkot lang kasi marami sa ating mga kababayan na nawala ng trabaho, na nakatira na sa may coastal areas, but we call it, some people informally call them squatters, but I call them informal settlers, but I call them family because I often go there every weekend to spend time with them. But this is a small patagian we made near the sea, kaya it's called Seaside Tailors. Now let's proceed to the next slide. Thank you. Now, this is Eco Collect. This is one of our projects also that is being it's a USAID grantee. We're really humbled that we were selected by USAID, and we're operating now in an upscaled level that we're helping 60 informal waste pickers. Yung po yung mga nangangalakal. So if you see yung bata dyan sa baba, she's one of my inspiration why I made this project. It took me 1 year to prepare for this project, and every time I feel tired, this little girl here inspires me because yung mama niya yung naging motivation for her. Mom died because of health complications na nakuha niya sa pangangalakal. Yes, my dear friends, ang pangangalakal is very dangerous lalo na kung wala silang proper health and sanitation. And what I did is come up with a system to optimize their profession, to professionalize them. So ngayon, excited kami kasi they will be featured all over the world regarding the designs of their uniforms and leadership development. Kasi yun talaga yung term ko, I'm more of leadership production. I don't do projects without leaders kasi hindi nagiging sustainable ang project pag hindi leader yung kumakapture. Leaders who are not greedy, no? I always cultivate the concept of servant leadership, which is also dependent on certain skills like growth mindset. Okay, next po. And lastly, let me share to you the PCC Servant Leadership Labs. Dito naman yung pinaka-heart ng aming co-op. Actually, I'm a cooperative. I intentionally did not create it as a corporation because I feel like corpo sometimes has an image of, overpowering community. So what I did is I made a cooperative for every leaders namin sa community. So it's a PCC Servant Leadership Labs. We go to community, we train the grassroots, and then from there, give me a few moments. Bubuksan ko lang yung window ng office ko. Titignan ko if the echo will lessen. Give me a moment. Yeah, let's try. Hopefully it's much better. Ayan, I think it's much better. Okay, now let's proceed now to our training. Sige, next slide please. Thank you. So yeah, so just ko lang i-share like how we do our community development projects so that you will see where the growth mindset comes from. The capability and vulnerabilities, the advocacy of our company. So what we do is we go to communities and address two kinds of poverty. Okay, pag pinag-usapan natin ng kahirapan, the first thing that comes into our mind is the poverty in finance, which is just one of the aspects. It is the means, but it is not the goal. Ayan. Lagi ko sinasabi sa mga speaking engagements ko or whenever I talk to investors that whenever I do business, I don't look at the revenue lang. I look at the capability, poverty and capability, which means that I look forward that we measure qualitative development ng mga tao. Is there a development in terms of how they do leadership sa community? Is there a change on how they lead their families, on how they become a good kuya, how they become a good ate. And then that's where we invest most of our resources, considering and believing that it could transpire change. Then yung isa naman is vulnerability. Vulnerability is also one of our agenda. Habang nag-create kami ng mga businesses sa mga communities, we also focus on creating revenues, and partial of that revenues go to health insurances. Kasi marami sa ating mahihirap tawag dito sa Tagalog, sila yung pinaka pwedeng mabiktima ng shocks or yung mga kunwari biglang namatayan, sila tatay, sila nanay. Marami sa kanila yung parang biglang lalong humihirap because they don't have the resources, the money to really help the community, to help themselves or makaahon. So that's where we focus as a company, And ang growth mindset would focus on capability. So today, I will be speaking as somebody who addresses capability. And I believe my concept of growth mindset do not just work with the grassroots. Most of my clients, whenever I partner with the government, are associations and cooperatives. I make sure, kasi marami sa ating mga grantee na mga co-op, mga government mga grantee ng government na association, co-op, they are not sustainable. Simply because it includes people dynamics. Pag hindi mo pinag-aralan una controls sa business, talo ka na agad dyan. Pero mas hindi mo magagawang successful ang any organization if the people themselves do not understand clearly what is the vision of their group. So ako, when I meet communities and co-ops and associations, the first thing I ask them is, what is the vision of the leader there? And now, when there is no vision, there is division. Sometimes we think that leadership is a title, but hindi po. Ang leadership is not a title, it's a commitment. Parang relasyon lang yan. Pag pinasok mo yan, bigyan mo ng oras, bigyan mo ng heart, kasi or else it will not last long. So yan po, okay, mga hugot sa buhay. Sino ba may mga hugot dyan? Okay, next slide please. Yan. So now, what we will do in a very short time, I will do this as fast as I can, and I do not do things like a typical discussion. I always ask questions. So I would look forward na may mga magsasalita. I do not like kasi para kung nakikipag-usap lang din sa wall. I look forward that some of you can give their comments, like mga 1 minute, the maximum para lang hindi rin makain lahat. But I would like us to define, determine, and develop. So ibig sabihin define is, let us define what is growth mindset. Now let us determine now what is growth mindset in your life. Like, ano ba siya? Sino ba siya sa buhay mo? And how do we really develop it and apply it in your lives? Okay, next. So 3Ds, di ba? 3Ds. Okay, next slide please. Thank you, sir. So far, are you getting something? Are you getting something? Are you enjoying it so far? Guys, let's make this really exciting because I am excited because alam niyo maraming leaders nag-aasa sa akin like, when did Project Zacchaeus started? And I always tell them it started 7 years ago. That's me 7 years ago. I was a waiter in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I-share ko lang po sa inyo, hindi po ako mayaman, no? Kaya nga po ako nag-abroad sa age na 19 years old because I need to help my family. And I had to work really hard. Diyan po ako nakaranas magtrabaho bilang housekeeper, security guard, gardener, convention services po, no? And restaurant busser, naranasan ko po lahat ng yan because I had to earn money. But then again, when I was in the US, I always find parang, alam mo yun, need to be of help. So what I did when I was still a waiter there, I would go off into the area, yung mga ilalim ng tulay sa US, marami kasing homeless dyan. And I would visit them and I would find ways to encourage them na sa US kasi ang kinaganda, may mga services to help the poor and one of it is rehabilitation. And ang goal ko lang lagi is make sure ko na mas maraming surrendering magpaparehab. So ang ginagawa ko doon, after my work as a waiter, I have burgers from McDonald's being picked up. May bisikleta ako kasi I don't have a car. Hindi naman ako ganun kayaman. So I would go to under the bridges. Then the Americans that I know na mga homeless, I would give them burger and inspire them about life. And I'm so happy out of the 15 I'm connecting, at least mga 7 sa kanila ang sumurrender na sa that time sa isang rehab. But I had to leave America because in my heart and in my mind, I felt the need to go back to my country. I don't know, but I feel the hunger in my heart to, if I can help mga ibang lahi, why not the Philippines? So that's why I went home, next slide please, and I said to myself, okay, with no background in anything, just my heart to serve people. Alam niyo kung ano lang ang expertise ko when I went home sa Palawan? My expertise in serving food. Hospitality. So yung mga waiter dyan, hospitality graduate, mga katribo ko, huwag kayong papadaig sa mga magagandang kurso. No? Alam mo, kung meron gusto akong hospitality industry, it's about customer service. Ayan. So I said to myself, this is only what I have, the ability to smile and ngiti-ngiti, the ability to, help people to go above and beyond. Or sinasabi nila, nag-work din kasi ako sa Hard Rock Hotel as a front desk. Or yung sinasabi nila na kick-ass service, yan sabi sa Hard Rock Hotel. So isa yan sa mga aking parang battle cry as a waiter who went home. So now let's proceed. And when I went home, this is what struck me a lot. When I went home to Palawan, I found out that there was a study of the Philippine Statistics Authority that almost half of the whole population ng Palawan is in the poverty threshold. Nagulat ako. Imagine mo, kung almost na-imagine ko yung poverty level is so high, it's so high that I feel like, oh my God, what can I do? Because I was saying to myself, I can do something. Kasi sabi ko, nung waiter nga ako sa US, may nagawa ako, how much more nang dito ako sa Pilipinas. And that really pushed me to be mentored by amazing leaders who taught me about leadership. They also empowered me when it comes to studying. So may lawyer na nag-mentor sa akin. And sa office yun dati ng city government, I choose a job that gives me only 5,000 pesos salary. Then a lawyer mentored me and encouraged me to go to law school, but hindi ko natapos yun because hindi talaga yung passion ko. But the law school helped me to read books kasi hindi talaga ako mabasa because I'm a waiter. Actually, I had to push myself because I'm not the best guy when it comes to speaking in English and writing English sa mga, taking notes in English. But I had to learn. Kaya kung pagdating sa growth mindset, isa masasabi kong malaking part ng buhay ko is this skill. Kasi marami akong nasubukan sa buhay na hindi ko kaya at first, but because I kept trying until it created results. So now let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, so there was a need. I saw this community in Puerto Princesa City. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, okay, what can I do now to help them? So let's now proceed. Tanong ko sa a very beautiful question. Leaders are born or made? So I would like to hear two people kung sinong gusto mag-share. Ano ba sa tingin nyo? Leaders are born or made? Sige daw, I just want to hear voices. Thank you. Introduce yourself then your short answer. Sige. Meron ba magta-try? I'm seeing some response in the chat. Made, tama. As long as it's not made in China, joke lang. Okay, leaders are born, daw sabi ng iba. But there is a principle that I always hear that made and formed. True. Alam niyo po ba, marami kasi sa atin, masaya ako sa JCI, ang daming naniniwala that leaders are made kasi I go sometimes to communities and they always tell me it's born, it's a gift. No, actually it's a skill. Yeah, if you're not using your skill and leadership, hindi siya nasa-sharpen. But yes, leaders are made in my belief. You can email me kung gusto mo Kalabani Fury, then you can email me. But ang whole point ko lang is, based on my experience, it's really made. You cannot impose leadership or say, I have the title of a leader because most of the results are made of actions and actions are not harnessed by talking. It's harnessed by practicing. And sabi nga ni Abraham Lincoln, give me 6 hours to cut a tree. Sorry sa mga environmentalists, huwag niyo po akong parusahan. Sabi ni Abraham Lincoln, give me 6 hours to cut a tree, give me an hour to sharpen the axe. Ayan. So right now what you're doing is sharpening the axe. Okay, next. So because of that idea, I just want you to look at this. I don't know. I'll try to give you like 1 minute or 2 minutes maximum. I want you to score yourself. So, may mga question ako dyan. So from example, yung column 1, pumili ka ng number dyan. Kung ikaw ba ay 6, kung agree ka talaga, super agree. 1, if you medyo disagree ako. So from 1 to 4, i-measure mo yung iyong, i-measure mo mamili ka ng numbers, tapos i-add mo yung first column, ilan yung total mo, and i-add mo yung second column kung ilan ang total mo. Then later, I'll show you a very beautiful result. I want you to try this. I just want to measure where are the leaders right now when it comes to growth mindset. So I'll give you, let's say, a minute, sige, or 2 minutes. Sige, I'll give you 2 minutes. So your timer starts now. Yes, ma'am. Pag-a-addin niyo po siya. Tama po. So yung column 1 total and column 2 pag-add niyo po. Okay, hold on to your scores. Hold on to that. I'm excited. Yes, I like it. When it goes higher, I like it. But anyway, wag niyo lang dayain. Maging totoo kayo sa sarili niyo. You know, sometimes I always teach my community na be honest. Just be honest, guys. Just try it. Sorry. You will love it. So, siguro I give you 1 last minute and we proceed na. Na-excite ako sa mga results. I like it yung nagka-calculator. Yun. Okay. I think we can give like last, what, 10 seconds. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. This is what I call a mindset check-up. Okay? So when I go to communities, I do check up sa kanilang mindset. Kasi once I start to see na marami sa kanila, hindi medyo ano yung growth mindset nila level. Later, papakita ko yung result. But from there, I can already assess what kind of approach can I use to empower the leaders, especially the officers. Crucial sa akin sa any community-based development programs ko kasi the leaders are my main arms and feet to ensure that the organization grows, even the businesses we start grows. Kasi without the leadership capacity of these leaders, I'm scared that we will not produce the volume that we need in the company, the items, the kind of services we hope to see in the company. So now, anyway, let's proceed to the next slide. Let's show the result. Bon. Ayan! So if your score is 8 to 16, you firmly believe that your talent and skills and abilities are set traits. So, kumaga, yun na yan eh. Dun na yan eh. So, anyway, I will just, anyway, hindi naman mababago yan. If you can't perform really well and look good in a test or project, hindi mo na siya gawin. You know, for example, may mga pagkakataon na, for example, share ko yung experience ko. I really appreciate na dito yung president ng JCI Oil, si Sir Carlo Bison. And I used to work under the Mindanao Development Authority who detailed me in Palawan. And I remember being in his team. Tapos the Mindanao Development Authority gave me a task. John, do this comprehensive study on economics. Sabi ko, oh my God. Today, no, I'm a tourism graduate. I'm not, but then again, I felt in my mind, if I will not try doing it, then I will not get a good result. So, ang ginawa ko, trinay ko ng trinay. The first submission I made, they all revised my papers. Then I realized, oh my God, I did not make it. But then again, I tried doing it again, and then I became a full-fledged technical staff ng national government after 5 years. So nagawa ko na siya. So naging I used to technical writing. Then if you look at from 70 to 24, I believe just read it. Take a picture of it. But most ang important kasi sa akin, you reach the score of 41 to 48. For me kasi that shows that you don't mind looking bad. You don't mind making unpopular decisions as long as you believe that it will make you a better person, or make your organization move forward. Yan. So yun yung pinaka-score na nakikita ko. So marami sa inyo 30 plus. So ang sagot lang dyan, you're not sure whether you can change your skills or intelligence. Your grades and performances are important to you, so it's learning. So anyway, nandun ka sa gitna. But anyway, let's proceed to the video now, Bon, kasi I want you to see the video I sent to you, Bon, like the link. Did you saw the link in the Facebook party? Yan. Okay. So far, kamusta mga scores nyo? May naka-48 ba? I really hope may mga naka-48. Alam niyo yung mga naka-48, bigyan niyo na maraming trabaho yan, ha? May nag-chat mo ng 48. Oh. Okay, so we will, okay, go ahead.
Education, you've most likely heard. If you operate in the world of sports or education, you've most likely heard of the term growth mindset. It's a concept that's sweeping the world and changing and improving the way that people learn. This powerful idea has been pushed forward by Stanford professor and best-selling author Carol Dweck.
For decades, I've been studying why some people succeed while people who are equally talented do not. And over the years, I've discovered that people's mindsets play a crucial role in this process.
These mindsets are really important when it comes to learning. Her work has uncovered two ways of thinking about skill and development. Some people have what's called a fixed mindset. They believe that skills and intelligence are set and you either have them or you don't. That some people are just naturally good at things while others are not. In short, they believe that you are not in control of your abilities. Other people have what's called a growth mindset, and they believe that skills and intelligence are grown and developed. So people who are good at something are good because they built that ability, and people who aren't are not good because they haven't done the work. In short, they believe that you are in control of your abilities. Really, the core idea here is people with a fixed mindset believe that skills are born. People with a growth mindset believe that skills are built. People with a fixed mindset believe that you can't or don't have to learn and grow. And people with a growth mindset do believe in their capacity to learn and grow. Dweck's work shows that mindsets have a major influence on people's ability to learn, and that people who utilize this growth mindset tend to learn, grow, and achieve more over time than people with a fixed. Growth mindset really creates a solid foundation for great learning. And because of its power, companies, sports teams, and schools from all over the world are implementing this into their culture. Over the years, we've worked with a ton of amazing groups to help instill this within their culture. We're talking Fortune.
Anyway, I love it. It's from the Train Ugly. It's one of the workshops that I attended to. But anyway, this is very crucial to me. If you go to the slide, hindi natin na-realize that even in organization, marami sa atin, we approach problem with a fixed mindset. But for example, later, papakita ko sa inyo yung different perspective ng people with fixed mindset and growth mindset. In my very short time na naiiwan, I want you to see where are you right now as a leader. Kasi pag hindi nyo naiintindihan to, very crucial sa akin na maintindihan nyo right now. So yan. People with fixed mindset, kita mo dito sa side na, ano ba to, sa left ko sa aking laptop and right ka pa growth mindset. So most likely, ang pinaka-crucial sa akin na nakikita kong problema ng mga leaders right now is that they always believe that mistakes, marami kasi nalilinig it's okay to fail, but actually when you're in the status of failing, you don't like the feeling. Tama ba? Ako ba, to be honest, di ba? Hindi mo yung natatapakan yung ego mo to look funny. But the truth is, people with growth mindset often look at themselves as, this is a great opportunity for me, I can grow, I can learn, and hindi yan lahat na-apply, and especially feedback. I've seen a lot of leaders today, whenever you're giving them a feedback, the first thing they look into is sinong nagsabi, may personality attack siguro to. But some of us really do not like the concept of feedback because una, we don't like to look nagkakamali. Because as a leader, they expect you know everything. But that's not the truth. Even I as a leader has to embrace that. Whenever I go to organizations and whenever they ask me problems, I would always tell them, like whenever they ask me, they thought I know everything. But ang lagi ko masagot sa kanila, a very beautiful answer I got from the hotel industry. I do not know it right now, but let me find it out and let me get back to you. Kasi not all the time you know the answer to all the problems. I'm sorry to say this, but not all leaders are capable of solving problems. But if you find time to find a solution with your team, and it's okay to make mistakes as a team, as long as you try it, I think that's more effective. Next slide, please. Take a picture of it, look at where you are, and from there, ayan. So, itong first question ko sa inyo today. What stops you from trying? Okay, I'm almost ending my slides here, guys. What stops you from trying? Okay, is it failure? Is it mockery? Is it from your past? I don't know if your parents, whenever you make a mistake, they do something whenever you make a mistake, or you feel less valued whenever you make a mistake. I don't know what stops you from trying. But my solution to there is this. When it comes to growth mindset, next slide please. My solution is actually, there we go, disappointments. I love it. True, ako rin nadi-disappoint sometimes. But I always recognize and value milestones. Alam mo sa company namin, 7 years na po kami. But lumaki lang ang company last year. But whenever I go back to the 6-7 years ago pain na pinagdaanan ko and failures and mockery I received, laugh from people who do not believe in the vision, I recognize that the small things I acquired are milestones. Sabi ko, okay lang na nakapagawa akong maliit na kubo kung saan nakapagturo akong magbasa sa mga bata. For some, it's a junk, but for me, I value those milestones. So I still kept trying. For some, tatawanan nga nila yun. Ano ba yan? Namigay lang ng tinapay, big deal na. But for me, that time, wala akong pera. It's a milestone. For someone who do not have a money, then sacrifice his wealth to send, it's a very big deal. So I don't know. Just don't, it depends upon you, how you value your milestone. Next question ko is this. What makes you impatient in the process? Ayan, bakit kasi di mo mapaghintay? Sasabihin niyo sa akin, John, you don't know how it feels to wait. And to be honest, true, in some circumstance, I may not understand the process of your waiting time. But for someone who waited for many years to come up with great projects, di ba? Yan o, tama. No good results. So, di ba, for example, ang tagal nyo na ginagawa ito paulit-ulit. There's still nothing happening. Maybe, you check the system. Modern approach in management, guys, whenever something is wrong, do not go to the people. Check the system. Ayan, tuturuan ko isa yung basics sa development. I-check nyo yung system of how you implement programs. Baka hindi sa taong problema sa system. Slow progress, that's so true. Sometimes you get discouraged kasi mga taong tinuturuan mo, it takes years. And to be honest, I have the leaders in my community, coaches right now who took me 5 years before they stood up in their calling as leaders sa community. But hey, I'm reaping the harvest now. So next, ang approach ko dyan is this. Next slide, please. So believing includes waiting. Ayan. Whenever you understand the vision where you're going to, Von, I always share to Von, to other friends, whenever you go to my office right now, I always tell them, imagine 7 years, with tinapay lang ang dala-dala ko dati sa community because I always believe that connection matters. And now I have this office wherever there are technical staff believing in us, government agencies, grants coming into the company. I always tell to the people, because we believe in waiting, na it's a part of the process. And as long as I believe, and yung belief ko is with an action, I think we can go to a very good result. So please, while waiting, learn, keep believing. I don't know, it sounds cliche, but I don't know. I feel like it's so practical that you just have to believe, you know. Anyway, keep moving forward. Next. Then we're almost there. Are you pressured? Sino dito ang pressured sa leadership? Tataas ko ang kamay ko because I used to be pressured in leadership. Lalo na pag iniisip mo nakatingin lahat ng tao sa'yo, they expect you to become the best leader of the year or they expect you to be the on top of everything. But then again, I came to a realization that you make a mistake and sometimes it's a reality. So here's what I do. Next slide, please. As deep leaders, I want to share this to you. Stop being a performer and start living like an artist. Kasi, alam mo, nakakatawa. Sorry, tatawa ko, naluluha nga ako kasi whenever I approach leadership dati, ang iniisip ko, anong sasabihin nila sa tenure ko? I'm not good. Kailangan gawin ko to para mapagwapo ko. Or ito the post itong ginagawa para mapansin talaga tayo. Then nawala na yung essence ng position, which is more of ensuring that my projects really reach the grassroots. So I told to my team, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's master the skills that we have. I'm good in development. That's why I started myself in social innovation, human development, because that's the gift that I have. So, and then I tell people who are ENP in my company, who are accountant in my team, who are agriculturists in my team, okay, I don't want you to do your job because you think na papagalitan ko kayo. I want you to live like an artist. How does an artista does their role? Next slide, papakita ko sa inyo. I think I love this. Anne Hathaway is one of my favorite actresses. Whenever she takes the role of si Pantene, I don't know if you know the musical that she played, but I watched it before in the US kasi I played that video of her in the homeless people ng Colorado. But I like how she does her role. Ang ginagawa niya, she really internalized her role and nagpapapaya talaga siya, ginagawa niya talaga lahat just to capture the role that she's doing. What am I trying to say here, leaders? Whenever you feel pressured, do not perform for people. Always consider this as a way to sharpen your skill. Alam mo, kung ang result pangit, then after you made a mistake, then get a good feedback. Okay, how do we do this? It sounds madali ha, pero it requires paglunok ng ating ego. And it's okay. Kung tawanan niyo ako, okay lang. But my whole point is please share me. Share me where I can improve myself. And as an artist, that's how you sharpen yourself. You need to sharpen yourself. So please spend time sharpening your axe. So next slide, please, Bon. And I think that's the main essence right now. Very short lang. Gusto ko i-share sa inyo. These are the people that who believe in the passion that I shared to them. These are all, marami sa kanila out of school youth. And I was a little bit on tears. It was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Wala akong money. Wala akong masyadong resources except my salary from government. And I had an idea to send people to the ALS. Sabi nga ng mga tao sa akin, wala ka mang salary, wala ka mang malaking sweldo, why would you send people to school? I said, it's okay. I will try to go to the government and ask the institution to send these people to school. So what I did, wala akong dalang anything, I just went to ALS. Pwede po ba ako magpaaral ng ilang tao? Sabi ko, 35 po. Ha, saan ako ang pera? Sabi ko, okay lang po, babayaran ko lang po yung snacks nila at saka yung mga transportation allowance. And you know, ALS supported my vision. And when you look at this, these leaders who graduated, and alam mo yung feeling ko nung sinasabi nung ilan sa kanila, Sir, ikaw magsabit sa amin ng ribbon. Sa hindi, asawa niyo yung makyat, hindi ako. kasi it is you who overcame that mindset na hindi kayo makakagraduate. And just to testify, a lot of them, some of them are abroad. They're actually helping the community na also. They're funding some of our projects. Nakuha sila sa abroad as scaffolders, well-being. But ang cool point ko is, it doesn't stop there, guys. Whenever you're teaching people, even the grassroots, never lose hope on them. In your team, never lose hope in them. Your growth mindset should work. Keep believing, keep trying. With small resources, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. I don't know who am I talking to, but I can feel there are some of you are disappointed because of bad results. But bad results can change. It's just like examination. When you fail this exam, retake the exam, retake the exam, retake the exam. And from there, grow. So anyway, that's my whole point for today. I just want to inspire you because this is not something that is just being taught by knowledge. It requires practice. And I want you to sharpen your gift as like an artist who masters her craft as a leader. Huwag mong gagayahin si John Gastanes. I want you to grow your leadership skills based on your capability. My leadership style could be different from yours, but if it creates results, well, I applaud you. But if you start to live like others, be the second version of others, it's too hard. So just look at yourself, what can I harness? And from there, be the best leader. Not by comparing yourself to others, but be the best leader by looking at what you have today, sharpen it, and then offer it as a beautiful sacrifice to ensure and push development in the lives of many Filipinos right now, all over the world or anywhere in the Philippines. I hope you were blessed by my presentation, and if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. So, thank you very much po. No, thank you.